Hey everyone, this is David Brown with the migration update for May 25th, 2024 from the Braddock Bay Hawk Watch. Kim and I started the day at the Braddock Bay West Spit, getting there a little bit later than usual, which means the sun was actually above the horizon. The wind was out of the northeast, which meant that the lake was sort of loud, so on the walk out you couldn't really hear many songbirds singing, so we spent most of the time down at the end, especially scanning across to the barrier island to look for shorebirds. We are continuing to see some Caspian terns, but in much smaller numbers than a few weeks ago. Now we're only seeing 2 or 3 each morning. We had a couple of flocks of migrating cedar waxwings, which looked really pretty in the morning light against that blue sky. Here's an osprey that was out and about hunting the bay. And here's a look at another Caspian tern. Remember that Caspian terns are the largest tern species in the world. You see that black cap on the head, a really thick reddish-orange bill, a somewhat short tail compared to the other terns we see, such as common terns and Forster's terns, and they have some dark wingtips on the underside. From the West Spit, we had 42 species, with the main highlight being a group of 5 ruddy turnstones out on the barrier island. Getting over to Braddock Bay Park, it was a beautiful morning with light easterly winds and some sunshine, though we knew there would be more clouds rolling in. Here's one of 2 great blue herons that migrated over together. Here's an eastern kingbird perched up on a sign, and notice that they have a white tip to the tail, as if they took the tail and dipped it in white paint. The local adult Cooper's hawk made an appearance, calling as it flew around. Remember that Cooper's hawks are shaped like a flying cross, so we see a long tail, a large head, and long wings that are held out straight. We see that the tail tip is somewhat rounded because the outer tail feathers are shorter than the central ones. And we see that this is an adult because of the orange barring on the underside of the body. Here we have a juvenile European starling fresh out of the nest, and even if you're not seeing them, you can hear them from miles and miles away, it seems, with the most obnoxious screeching calls that they give as they're begging for food. Here's a willow flycatcher that was perched up and singing Fitzbue. The only birds that I counted as migrants today were 4 turkey vultures, and pretty soon it had completely clouded over with rain moving in. We had some rain pass through and then just overcast for a while, and then more thunderstorms moving in and ending the count early. From Braddock Bay Park, we had 38 species. In total, today I had 55 species. Taking a look at the hawk count report for our migrant raptor totals, today we had 4 turkey vultures, for a total of 4 migrating raptors. That brings the May total to 15,584 and the season total to 68,187. Taking a look at the forecast for tomorrow, it's looking cloudy early and then partly cloudy with a high in the upper 60s and northerly winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Would only expect light migration. For Monday, they're calling for thunderstorms with gusty winds and small hail possible, with a high in the mid-70s and south-southeast winds at 10 to 20 miles per hour. So it's a fairly strong southerly wind, and it's kind of going to be an interesting day. I think with the amount of rain and thunderstorms, we may not end up with any raptor flight at all, but if it ends up not being rainy and we get some breaks and we have those good winds, it's possible that we could get a raptor flight. But keep in mind, we're coming up on the end of the season, so the raptor numbers are really winding down even under the best of conditions. And for Tuesday, we're looking at increasing winds with a few clouds, highs in the upper 60s, and winds west-southwest at 20 to 30 miles per hour. So it's a decent wind direction, but that speed of 20 to 30 is a little bit stronger than we would like, but I wouldn't be surprised if we have some things like turkey vultures pushing through. All right, another fun day of birding, getting out to the West Spit in the morning and seeing that group of 5 ruddy turnstones, and then a bit of a slower day over at the Hawk Watch, but we had some nice visits from friends who were stopping by to say goodbye to Kim, who is heading home to Delaware tomorrow. I'll be around until the end of the month, so I hope to see you out soon in the field or up on the platform. From Lyco Birds, this is David Brown. Thanks for watching.